All right, guys, and we are back. All right, it's been a while since I've brought to you guys Hearthstone content. I really wish YouTube would put your live videos under the video tab instead of their own separate live tab because it's harder for you to find that content. And all of my latest content here on the Stormer Show is live. It's under the live tab, so you have to look under that tab to find my latest videos. So that's a YouTube thing, guys. Sorry about that, and sorry if that's the reason why you haven't been watching my videos. Google, shame on you. It's only live, right? And I think I've talked about this before. It's only live if it's active. If it is actively being recorded or happening in the present moment, that is a live video. That's Twitch, live streaming, like anything that's a live feed happening in the current moment. After that video is converted to a VOD or a video on demand, one that you could play back after the fact, like a recap, at that point it's no longer live, right? It's a video. So it makes sense that all these live videos should be indexed as videos on YouTube. I don't know why they have a live tab. It makes no sense. Like, I would maybe understand and see it as the case that they're doing it for organization purposes so that way people can recognize videos that were originally live streams. But what's the point of that, right? Like, why does that matter? It doesn't. Like, and what they should do is take the live chat replay and just convert it into the comment section. I don't think that would take a lot of work to do because there's already a replay feature of the chat in live videos. So I don't know. Anyway, the plan for today is I'll be playing Heroic Brawliseum as it says in the video title. Yeah, it's been a minute since I have played Hearthstone here on the channel. I'll just see how the run goes. When I tried to get... Here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. A while back, there was a hero that you could get. Let me see if I can show you. And it's been actually a while since I played on the PC. I've been playing mobile this entire time. And it is significantly harder. I think I might go back to playing on PC for both Magic and Hearthstone. Maybe, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. It's definitely a better and more streamlined experience on desktop. Anyway, this is what I wanted to show you guys. I might as well go through all these while I'm here. So, I think a few months back...
By all that is unholy.
They had this hero available. Ghoul Queen Scarlet. Scourge ghouls make a great army, but even greater armrests. You had to win 3 games in order to unlock her. And I tried it, perhaps against my better judgment, and I went to 3. And that's the reason why I don't have her. It is so dumb. I told myself, I'm like, I am not going to try again. The games were seriously unfun. Like, it was hyper-competitive players, hyper-competitive decks. And I feel like it's just not what Hearthstone should be about. Like, again, the game itself was unfun to play because the games are so competitive that you just lose every game. And of course, you know, the question I would put to the dev team is, how is that going to be fun for the player? It's not. As players in the community have referenced and alluded to, unless you're a legend player, it's going to be a very unfun time for you. And most people are not legend players, so I understand from a business perspective why they're doing it, but from a consumer perspective, it is probably the dumbest thing I think they've done in any game at Blizzard. It is the stupidest thing.
I am the Lich King's champion.
This is what we're trying to unlock today. Frostmonger Sai. If you play 3 games, so no matter what, you'll be able to unlock this hero. Best perk of commanding supernatural cold. Don't need to buy winter coat. Attainable for participating in heroic Brawliseum. And the twist is that if we can somehow miraculously win 12 times in a row, we'll get this alternate hero. So I gave up art for swordplay after a teacher described his paintings as bloody awful. But this one is ridiculously hard to unlock. You have to win 12 wins in a single heroic Brawliseum run in order to unlock him. So yeah, another hero that very, very, very few people are going to have unlocked. Like very few. I'd say this is probably
Lich King's champion.
One of, if not the rarest heroes that you're going to see. Because a lot of these you could have just paid money for.
Seek triumph on any field.
You could have paid for this, you could have paid for that.
Nothing.
You could still buy this.
Me from having. Nothing shall.
And this one you could also buy. So most of them you could buy. Alright, I'll go ahead and start this episode with this, because it's been a while since I've done this, because it doesn't... Part of the feature of the app, Hearthstone app, the game functionality is still the same. However, a lot of these flavor touches have been removed. So if I go to click on like Taste of Chaos, it doesn't have It's Spicy in there. It just shows you the card text. So that's the reason why these... Some of them haven't been read. Check all the boxes that contain vengeance to play this card security. Guitar soloist, she's the hero of the Guitar Hero trademark. Lingering zombies, 1/1/1/1/1. Summon a 1/1 disarm zombie with death rattle, summon a 1/1 zombie. And then that's the final stage. So really, it only is respawned twice. So really there's only 3 1/1s. There's the lingering zombie, the disarm zombie, and the summon, and then the numeral zombie. Wither. The opponent's minions can't live Wither without you. Undead Air Miles only cover Northrend and the surrounding coast for Northern Flyer. I haven't been playing basically anything outside of Demon Hunter, Rogue, and Death Knight. Because all these other classes I've already got 1,000 wins on. So I've almost exclusively been playing DK, Death Knight, Dragon, sorry, not Dragon. And I'm sure they're going to have Dragon casters at some point. Those Dragonoids, I can't remember what they call them, the Dracos from this current expansion. I don't even know what they're called. Yeah, you can almost better believe they're going to introduce those at some point to this game. But anyway, Demon Hunter, Death Knight, and Rogue are the only 3 that I still have. Cleans the ocean better than any store brand competitor. Guaranteed or your mana back. Spread the word. Very clever. Just because you came up with a nicer name for it doesn't mean necromancy is any more justified. Life of death. Unending swarm. Technically it is ending. Crypt Keeper. How many crypts could a Crypt Keeper keep if a Crypt Keeper could keep crypts? Yeah, a lot of these cards are from old sets. We're currently in Festival of Legends, I believe. This card has bananas. Spelled B-A-N-A-N-A-S. I believe that's a No Doubt song reference. She calls a hyena her little chef. Not sure what that's about. Oh. Cleans the dishes, doesn't it? Dashing through the snow on an undead trinket craze, over the hills we go, tracking all the way. Trinket tracker. Draw 1, cast spell. Aerosmith. What do you mean it's a violin bow? They also have those in Fates. I'm playing, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I'm playing Fates right now. I'm in the third to last chapter, and I have so many retries on that freaking chapter. This most recent attempt was probably the most ludicrous. Because I was using my main unit with the Grimiato, and she was getting hit by those Berserkers. And I'm like, because it's like 10%, 20% chance to hit. So I'm like, how are they hitting? It actually made no sense. I guess it's possible, but again, it doesn't make sense. There used to be 4 monkeys, but then one fell off and bumped his head. And it's almost getting to the point in the game, Fates, where it's like those twists of fate where you get unlucky or something bad happens is more and more frequent. And it could feel really, really freaking bad if you basically almost cleared the level, you're on the final room, taking you like an hour to clear all that crap, and then one of your precious units dies because you just had really bad RNG. That always feels bad. And towards the end, it happens like more and more frequently. You know, I think I have 3 chapters left. It's really going to be a slog. I'm not even playing like on hard or insane because I personally don't think I'm that good at the game. I thought I was okay at Fire Emblem, but like with this latest edition, I'm not sure. It's possible I'm not like doubling my units properly. I was thinking about that. Like maybe if I had paired up my main unit and then sent her in. But anyway. Like they also somewhat push you to try the DLC. Because I think that maybe if I had more like 15s and 20s, this chapter would be much easier. As it was, my main unit, when she was getting hit, she was already level 20. So, again, I don't know what the deal is on that. There used to be 4 monkeys, but then one fell off and bumped his head. Yes, okay, let's play that. Oh. Again, wow, all the way back to Burger Castle. I'm tired. Surprisingly nearsighted. The plan for today is if I go 6-2 or better, there will be a part 2. If not, there won't be. In your brain, zombies. Naga's Pride, Lionfish, Naga, and Spears. Oh my. Riversong Portal. In retrospect, it's pretty impressive that they had Lynxes just ready to go. Big Dreams, just a small town Tonka. Living in a lonely Wonka. He took the Wonka train to anywhere. Obviously a Journey reference. Mr. Mukla. A lot of these are song references in this expansion. Festival of Legends. Music is Mukla's escape from his anger. He's on stage. It's like he's a whole different gorilla until you boo him. Mr. I think is the reference there. In the card name itself. The Stranglethorn mentality is to be happy with the bare necessities. Jungle Book reference. And that could also be another song reference. Stranglethorn Heart. You know, pick any song title with heart in it. Practically. Side effects may include feeling totally fine, don't even worry about it. After the invention of elemental audio processing, Azeroth went through a major synth phase. Audio Splitter. I try to give him some constructive criticism, but gosh, he really hates feedback. Mine is signed by Agalon himself, Cosmic Keyboard. There was no card back there, do you guys see that? 10% out of this world R&B. Probably because it's a weapon, I assume? Yeah, I guess because it's a weapon, I don't know. There's no card back here either. I can do a snake for you. Energy Shaper. Graduating at the top of her class from Scoloman, she was graduated in an eternal scholarship to study abroad in Naxxramas. I was actually talking with someone today who studied abroad in Mexico, and I thought that was incredible. Like, I wonder if I should have maybe done something like that, because, shoot, studying abroad is one of the best things about going to college. Absolutely. I don't think there's any replacement for it, really. Like, if you think about it, like, and of course, he knows how to speak Spanish today because of that experience. So we were talking about, he's like, yeah, I speak Spanish. I was able to get around pretty well in Spain, and I'm like, so how did you learn it? And he's like, oh, well, I lived there for a year in this study abroad program. Yeah, again, sounds really cool. If I had more money, or maybe a better access to resources at college, maybe I would have tried it. But it very much is a money thing. Yeah, she was World Weaver on of all the creations from the construct quarter, and Naga combined with water is the most intuitive. Some of these legends I actually got. Give her a hand, everybody, or maybe 4 keyboard soloist. Spitelash Siren. Whoa, all the way back to Voyage to the Sunken City. Refresh the rainbow. One time he gave me a black flower, a smiling pot, and a foil first edition Draktyr. That's what they're called, Draktyr Evokers. Did not think of the name of it. Or I want to call them Drakenids. Talk about an identity crisis. I think that would have been a better name for them, actually. Drakenids. Easier to remember, certainly. Talk about the identity crisis, Lady Najdatar. Don't know what the references are there. That's called the launch special. Some of these are Voyage cards because I recently purchased that expansion. Disco Face, Disco Mall. I have both versions, normal and gold. I don't know why some cards have that card back and some don't. Stick your groove in. See, this does. Daring Drake, March of the Lich King. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you? Daring Drake. Goldwing. This has to be worth more dust, right? You'd think so, you'd think so. What's interesting is this has Mech Dragon typing. Brings to mind the Plagued Proto-Dragon. Plagued Proto-Drake, I believe it's called in this game. I actually don't know whether it's called the Plagued Proto-Drake or Plagued Proto-Dragon. I believe it's called Drake. The 8/8/7/7. The 8 cost 7/7 Death Rattle that summons the 7. But part of the reason you run that is because it has dual typing. And the Death Rattle. So basically it makes it so it synergizes with both Nazoths. Plus Dragon decks if you just so happen to be running one. This also would fit into a Dragon deck or a Mech deck because of its dual typing. They've been trying to do that like menagerie thing with Paladin for a while, and I don't know why. This could technically also go in the menagerie decks. If you're holding a Mech, gain Wind Fury. I don't think this is particularly good, but who knows. Curator. With the rise of the undead, the curator sees it as his duty to take care of them. The Curator. Oh, actually it says the Curator, wow. Curator was that dude in Karzan. It got infected. Follow my lead, dies. Line in the sand cross, the battle for the Throne of Tides has begun. Garden's Grace, the perfect place to hold Conchella. Obvious reference to Coachella, the music festival that happens in the desert, California. In the old days, there used to animate. In the old days, they used to animate the dead one bone at a time. All done by computer now. Well, that was weird. Yeah, I just walked up to the president of the fan club. He blubbered on for like 10 minutes and then gave me a bike voucher. That's a mic, not a door. Idol's Adoration. Rainbow. Is the only member that can sing underwater. As say Poison Bloom's Jinajari tour from failure. All about you, girl, on your 16,000th birthday. That's, of course, a SpongeBob reference. I can't tell you what season I was in, but I know it's a SpongeBob reference. find more than one atonement here. Cathedral atonement all the way back to Myrtle Castle 183. Some of these cards I get at different times too because of their rarity. Some of these cards are so rare that I don't get them until much later. Not as scary as the one where all my teeth fall out. Haunting Nightmare, Cannibalize. Third Moon Health Inspector has some choice words for the Lich King, and this kind of tells you when I procure these cards. Clean the scene, not even the light can get anima out of white silk. Shadow Word Undeath. We'd like to call it Undeath here. Ooh, a legend. Shadow of Demise. Each time you cast a spell, transform this into a copy of its flavor text. What? Oh, okay. Each time you cast a spell, transform this into a copy of it. Okay, sorry, I got so confused about the flavor text. I'm like, what? That tape has got poetry and clarinet on it, growing up. Poetry and clarinet. Someone didn't realize the cold black heart thing was supposed to be a metaphor. And disc jockey, hype coefficient insufficient. Foolish alchemist, and I threw it on the ground. That is a Lonely Island reference. You got it wrong. Shirley says ink when you're scared. And I have both copies. Potion Belt, pick your poison. Beatboxer, error cannot compute, no punching allowed during musical performance. Mic drop, it's a perfect card to play after emoting. Sinstone Graveyard, a graveyard in the realm of the dead, a bit redundant, don't you think? I kind of don't like how these were done. Because in other card games, usually when you play like a field or an environment, it goes into like a special field area. Like, I don't think this mechanic is in Magic, to my knowledge. I'm trying to think of a card game where that is the case that I play, but I don't think I play any like that right now. I have an ingrown fingernail that's been driving me bananas. Sinstone Graveyard. I don't like the way these were implemented in the game because it takes up a board space. And I don't think that should be the case. If you play your cards fast enough, who's to say how much they cost? They actually do have it in Magic with the invasions. But those, I think, are different. Because they can be attacked. They can be attacked, and then they turn into something else. Even these environments can't be attacked. And that's another thing I don't like about them. And another reason why I think they should be on a different area of the board, because technically you can't interact with them at all. Only the player who plays them can interact with them. Congratulations, you're remaining evolved in the fire type. Cold storage, Saffron's favorite treat always was popsicles. Flow Rider, her music sounds a lot better underwater where you can't hear it at all. I think that's reference to Flow Rider. A Scourge Troll. This is where I put my death rattle if I had one. That is a Fairy Odd Parents reference. Yeah, whoa. Pretty off the wall, actually. Actually, is it? I believe it is. I believe that's a line that Timmy's dad says in Fairly Odd Parents. And he doesn't say death rattle, he says trophy at the time. But yeah, pretty crazy Fairy Odd Parents reference. Is it Fairy Odd Parents or Fairly Odd Parents? Fairly Odd Parents, sorry. You're listening to 4771 Shaman FM radio. Time to kick back, relax, take. You want good sushi? It's important to always keep your relax on ice. Jazz bass. No birds, plural, were harmed in the making of this bass. Shadow Suffusion, be honest, you had to look up what that means. Didn't even try. Prescience, wait, don't change channel, not love this vision. Man of Neptune, relevant to F6, checkmate, Azumat. I hope it's good news, Harkener of Dread. How many pack the houses would a pack house? The pack house could pack the house. We had two different flavor texts that were similar to this. Based on the tongue twister, how many chucks could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck a wood? You can kind of tell they're running out of ideas. Wood virtuoso, or recycling ideas at least. It's one interesting dress code. Baritone Imp, he used to be an epic sax guy, but now he's just a common. I'd argue that that's also a Lonely Island reference. For sure, I know the more you fail to ladle your arms, the better the orchestra plays. Yep, that's how it works. Is that a Fantasia reference? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. They could have faces only a Murgle could love. No fins, impossible. Okay, well, friendly demons and Murlocs, that's for I'll summon a 2/2 imp block. What? Okay, I'll just go somewhere else. Do something else. That could be good in a zoo deck, maybe. The best snake on this side of Azeroth, Suspicious Peddler. There's another card that used to be like that. That was a rogue card. The type of vial library has 0 vials in it. I believe that other card is a 2-drop as well. Scourge is pro recycling. Heard about this card so much. Why didn't you play that? Emily, I hate that card so much. Convince your opponent that you just want to play Tetherball, then you get him. I think historically, Warlock has been one of the strongest classes in WoW. In Hearthstone, sorry. In WoW and Hearthstone, actually. But especially in Hearthstone, because their card draw mechanic. And then their cards themselves are bonkers. Like, when the Void, what was it called? Void Lord? Oh my gosh, I still have, like, flashbacks of when Warlock was just, they were unstoppable. Yeah. I think Warlock has always been strong in Hearthstone. Like, as far back as I can remember. Zoo is always a thing. Opera Soloist. It ain't over until the end point. There's Saints. Church of Despair, Oh the Misery, and Savage Murjar. When is an undead door not in an undead door? When it's a Murjar. What? I'm getting tired too. I don't know if we'll be able to make it 6 wins today. Maybe, maybe not. I just didn't want to do it all tomorrow, because if it resets on Tuesday, I'll be kind of under the gun. Razorfin Rockstar, Quilboar Field Rock in their blood, and blood in their rocks. Victor Rezuvius training turns into Scourge Death Knights into hardened killing machines. His merciless routines focus on breaking down his underlings until they build up a resistance to his strength. It's too bad they didn't make him a card. Or did they? First riff. Well, anyways, here's Worgen Whale. What do you mean, what do you mean? I say, what do you mean? Mean. This course is repetitive. There's a huge difference between a battle axe and axe guitar. That's for combat, and the other is for combat and rocking out. Little High Drum Kit. The one from the Druidic Drum Circle, now destined to make music that is actually good. Less Shaper, even this is better than Paper Straws. You have 5 or more armor, summon a copy of this. I actually really like this card. I've always been a fan of the Shield Maiden builds and stuff, like the armor build warriors. And I think this card fits neatly into that archetype. And I just always have loved that build. I don't know if I love it enough to want to go back and play it, but any card that synergizes with Shield Maiden, I'm a fan of. Frequency Oscillator. Our lawyer made us change the flavor text of this card so we wouldn't get sued. Also applies to Shield Block. That card. Audio Amplifier. Ooh, a golden epic. Wow. Thought we were putting Wild Heart stuff in core. We never do that. Wink, wink. That card is so freaking annoying. Like, anytime, like, you almost can guarantee that you're going to be playing against an outrageous combo deck if your opponent is running it. card. Like, almost guaranteed. His performance is in Overwatch, and I'm someone who prefers to play slow control decks, so yeah. I get like dumpstered on by those decks. Like Hearthstone, name every spell, hipster. I don't think that's humanly possible anymore. There have been so many sets. I don't think, like... I think I might be able to do it for the classic era. But now, no way. Like with Necrotic Explosion... I don't know, what's even the name of that card? Climactic Necrotic Explosion. The outrageous Death Knight legendary spell. Even that's like a doozy to remember. So yeah. Like I can remember like Fireball, Backstab, Eviscerate, Headcrack. Now though, it's like, forget about it. The Mariachi Bandit used to play in Gathers No Moss. Moss? Vestibule Security. Incident in the Mosh Pit. Copy that. Be there near. Twin Fin Twin. They call him Murloc Joe, winner of the Big M Memorial Surf-Off competition. Ooh, we're finally off to the end. Oregon Roadie, I asked for an instrument and you give me a cursed blade? Large seller, so we're all out of mediums, all got left are no extra large in island. This card is pretty cool. That reminds me of Marin, that guy who would summon legendaries. Or give you special treasures if you broke the treasure chest. Okay, here we go. Expect these games to be not fun. As you can see, I've already won one. I don't know if that's because I'm playing this late, or if it's because I played particularly well. I'm actually not sure. Like, this experience was straight frustrating when I was trying to get that other Death Knight hero. Like, it was very frustrating. The games were very annoying. I don't think I would have liked to stream it. I don't think it would have been a good experience to stream. Like, it was straight up on fun. Like, it really was. As you can see, I'm playing Frost Aggro DK. So we're going to try to burn the enemy down ASAP. That might be a little bit harder against Priest, who of course has the innate ability to heal.
This one is for you.
All will serve me in death.
And of course pitch those to try to get something that synergizes with this sidekick. We need to, we can also play him on an upcoming turn.
Ah, I see you've brought guests.
That's a bad sign.
Shall suffer.
That of course means it's going to be harder to get his health down, which is exactly what we're trying to do. Renethal of course was himself nerfed. Alright, another card that basically hard counters my strat. Let's see, I think I'm going to try this, Frustrate. Or you know what, I could double charge these in. This is probably going to be my first loss. Because he's a priest, he's running Renethal, he's... Yeah. Aggro Muncher strat. Here's another armor vendor. So yeah, I'm seeing his trends here. I don't know how this card works. I believe you play it and then you play the other card. I think I'm going to take Howling Blast. I just like this card a lot. I don't think freezing the minions are going to be as important.
Reach for the sky.
You can see I'm already like clearing his board, which is not ideal. There's another field. I play Thessarian.
We do what the
I personally prefer to play these school teachers when I am able to combo their ability. Personal preference. And yeah, I am not gonna be able. Yeah. Silence annoying. Doesn't impact me as much, really only affects the Sarian, but it affects him significantly. He's gonna play this. Again, I cannot interact with this Cathedral of Atonement at all, which is one of the main complaints I have about the way that those environments were implemented. They're a little bit too strong. And frankly, like, I could gamble here. I could play Howling Blast, which is a little bit safer, or School Teacher. The idea behind School Teacher is that I get something that is gonna get this down.
Who here can spell?
I'm gonna do this. Heart Strike.
Anybody?
Like this.
Pick me! Pick me!
Okay, so I think we've already lost this
Who
game.
here can spell? Zinjari.
That's bad.
Anybody?
And again, if I just drop 3 games, that'll be it for this episode.
Pick me! Pick me!
Which could very well happen. Could definitely happen. Surprised I haven't had more hard counter. Like, I'm surprised I was actually able to win a game. As you can see, games themselves are not easy to win. I think that's definitely the case. Okay, we're gonna go like this. 3-3, that's gonna go. I'm gonna keep his board clear as much as possible to prevent him from milking this Cathedral of Atonement for more value. Because he just keeps drawing cards from this thing. And again, I have no way of preventing that. I can't attack it directly.
Anybody?
So there is actually nothing I can do about that. Except for keeping his board clear. That's all I can do. And try to inch him closer to the point where I can just burst him down all the time. That's pretty bad. Board clear. Basically a hard counter. Like, he's just been hard countering us this entire game.
Any questions?
So I could do this. I think it's correct to just keep rushing him down.
Any questions?
Can't stand the cold!
Job's done.
And that, I would say, is the only thing that keeps those freaking environments balanced, is that they can't spam it every turn. And it's kind of sad in a way that that's the only that's the only disadvantage of playing those environments. Like, not counter, that's the only disadvantage of playing them, is that you can't play them, you can't activate them every turn. But again, if I could make a suggestion to the development team, it would be to put this up here or something. Because this is an area that typically hasn't been used in the past. If this was able to go up here, you know, and then you know you can't interact with it, yeah, this game's over. I'm almost 100% positive he's going to win this game. This card's straight up broken too. The Astalor Bloodsworn. I'm just so surprised it was never nerfed, and I believe the reason for that is because it's epic. Sorry, it's legendary.
Who here can spell?
And this card was in every deck, perhaps more so than Renathal was. And I'll say that this card was perhaps not as aversive to aggro decks and playstyles, but I still argue that this card is straight broken. It scales too well and it provides too much value, I would argue. And yeah, this game is over. I don't see us winning it. Spread a Death Rattle or Heart Strike again. I guess Heart Strike again. characters. He can't go face. This guy would be great. I don't think this will be enough.
Our gift of frost shields us.
As you can see, it scales, it gives him armor. It's just too good. It may look like we're winning because we have 37 life and he has 20, but we definitely are losing. Because what you're going to find is that we're approaching turn 9, he's still not dead, and it's going to become harder and harder to kill him. It's going to get to the point where he is going to be able to clear my board, and I'm going to have nothing left. And then it's basically, yeah.
What talent? Our gift of frost
And the enemy because he's a great human being. And yeah, I don't think there's actually anything we can do. He's like, I'm so good because I copied a net deck. I know I play it. And this guy, I'd say he's probably high on the ladder, if I had to guess, because he definitely knows what he's doing. He's definitely not a noob. He definitely is not an inexperienced player. And again, like when I was playing this originally, trying to get that Gold Queen Scarlet, I had nothing but players in decks like these. Just completely unfun matchups that you have no chance of winning. Just completely hard countered. And someone else said it before, there is no MMR. Your wins and losses, unlike ladder, are not factored in. So you're getting paired up against these impossible freaking matchups that are just freaking baloney. And it's just, in one word, it's baloney. And it's a surefire sign that the development team is losing their way and trying to milk the player base for as much money as they're worth.
And close enough.
And right before the expansion comes out, he's 25 life.
Our gift
He's gonna probably remove my board. I'm just gonna make this one. He definitely has the game. And if this matchup hasn't showed you how freaking broken this card is, I don't know what would. Like, he definitely should have been nerfed. Definitely should have been nerfed.
Can't stand the cold.
I don't know how anyone would win this matchup. He has 24 freaking.
Our gift of fire empowers us.
Why wouldn't you? I don't think we had any way of winning that matchup. Like, actually, no way of winning. Because against a priest that's running Renethal, which already is an aggro counter because it artificially boosts your health total, in addition to giving you more cards in your deck.
Will serve me
And Astalor, whatever, I still don't have that card, but it is easily one of the most broken cards in the meta. Like, easily. There's a reason why, if you look on Hearthstone and TopDecks.com, it's in like 9 out of 10 decks. Because that thing is freaking busted. Like, again, it scales too well and offers way too much value.
your soul.
Any banana brain can play it and just do it after the Mana Thirst triggers, and you're gonna get a circus of value. Because it's a busted card. We're against a rogue this time, so we have a little bit better chance.
Can't stand the cold.
Like, I wouldn't say we're out of the woods, but we definitely have a better chance with this being rogue.
Take two and call me in the morning.
It's somewhat less busted than the priest in this matchup. have to have two of these instead of two rowdy fans. The only reason for that is because of how
The more you
I'm
struggle,
gonna do this.
the better.
Or the winter sun. I kind of want to take this. And the reason for that.
Frostmourne hungers.
I'm thinking I'm gonna take this. This guy cannot heal himself, so that alone is gonna make it easier. Plus, he's not running Wrathball. We already know right at the gate it's gonna be an easier matchup. So far, he's been pretty up-tempo, which is a bad sign because we've been spending more time clearing his board and reacting to what he's been doing and less time burning it down. And that, in turn, is going to make it harder for us to win. Combo decks are the natural counter to control decks. Tempo decks are the natural counter to aggro decks. Because as long as he can prevent us from getting on the board, there's basically nothing we can do. He's got this life gain creature, which we need to remove ASAP.
We do what the living cannot.
I don't want to play Sunwell.
Writhe.
And the reason for that is because I'm gonna lose some momentum. It's already gonna be hard enough to maintain momentum with this thing. Like lifesteal, rush, he's gain life, limit. This thing, your next concoction costs 0, Shadow Demise.
I'm a fan of this.
I think the reason he will lose this game is if he does not draw the right cards. But with enough card draw, I don't think that's going to be an issue for him. If I straight up lose games in this video, again, I'm actually done. I'm not going to keep trying. Forget this. Forget Blizzard and forget their stupid busted game mode. And everyone who X'd out of this quest, I somewhat agree with them. Like, this is the most boneheaded Tavern Brawl that has ever been in the history of this game. Like, simply put. Like, I don't think they've been paying attention at all.
Is
They have to give people, like, a pack anyway to... Yeah, it's a complete joke. Nice. Something finally worked out. I remove it, because I don't need him gaining life. I don't know. Horn of Winter... More drawing, more cards. I don't know how beneficial a board clear would be.
My rule is I have but little time.
I wonder if drawing the cards would be a better option. I think I'm gonna take it.
The citadel stands strong.
And I'm gonna go ahead and kill this guy. Well, just in case he has a board clear of his own. And the benefit of this also is I can sidekick it just in case we try to take this board. Yep, keeps drawing cards. Is your... I don't know. I think I need to keep building the board. I'm gonna do this.
No relay for the sky!
Icy resolve!
Go, go, go. We want to get him down in like 1 or 2 turns. He may try to clear the board. He's already fan up knives. Yep. Vanish would be pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Vanish is so annoying. For the longest time, I wish they would have just removed that card from the game. Like, leave Head Crack alone. Get rid of Vanish, please. It is so annoying. especially in those male matchups.
Tongues will be served.
Oh man.
I know all the steps.
Because it creates massive tempo swings. I don't think this guy is doing that. But, oh, I also need to play this. I forget.
Muzzle their magic.
Sentinel is getting harder and harder to play.
Time's ticking.
I could defrost first, also. Is it right if you have odds? Look at it, it just keeps.
The more you struggle, the better.
Maybe we can do something. I think we.
Constant the code.
Oh boy, this might be our second loss.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
Expect to see this guy in every game. Because he's
Our
freaking
gift of
broken.
frost shields us.
And to make matters worse, his second trigger gives armor. So I actually don't know. Oh, frickin' is this freeze ball? Yes, it is. Try not to screw this up. I think I play Sunwell. Oh shoot, I can't, because I have to do this. He's gonna be able to deal 14 damage.
Shatter their bones.
Our gift of fire empowers us.
That's all for now.
Most.
So that broken card can still lose. You must be horrible. Like, dude, and again, go to Hearthstone top decks. Go to Hearthstone top decks and look through all the decks and just take note of how many of those decks that freaking broken card shows up in. And you'll find something amazing. Something that we all already know that the card should be nerfed. Why Renthal was nerfed and that card wasn't, I actually don't know. I have no clue. Oh boy. And you can already tell these games are not easy. That last game could have easily gone south. Easily. Chicken dinner! Oh, we're at 99 wins for DK. We're gonna set that new Death Knight to the preferred DK.
I am the Lich King.
The final darkness.
Just because it's animated.
I am the...
That we're probably not gonna get, seeing as how we're already at one loss. I mean, it's not impossible, right? Not impossible, but yeah, I think I don't know, I think I'll play one more game. One more game. I thought it said I had 3 days to complete that quest. That's what a lot of people did. They X'd out. And I get it. I get it. It's a greedy cash grab by Blizzard. And every single time you play against a legend player, you'll know. You'll know that it's a stupid cash grab by Blizzard. Every time. And I would say that even this last guy I played against was an experienced player. He may or may not have had a meta deck. I don't know. I haven't really checked the meta decks. Concoction build is probably competitive, right?
Versus Piranda.
You give me strength.
Finally, a real fight!
That's cool. Converts, nice. Don't think I want this. I'll throw both of these back, actually. Because we obviously want that one to build from the other.
Hey.
I see you've brought
Another priest. Yippee-ki-yay.
Job done.
These matchups are so annoying. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the exact same deck. Exact same deck we had before.
Constant the code.
This deck that I'm running also does not have...
Give Forsaken Scar Metal a chance, man.
This, yeah, like I was saying, this is probably going to be my last game of the day. Might try it again tomorrow. But I have to think about it, think about it. Right. I think I am going to do this just to keep up momentum. I have Mint Bill. We're having a hard time getting momentum in this game.
By Acarus!
I thought it was pronounced Icarus.
Constant the code. Shatter their bones.
You don't want to mess with me. Thousand Needles! Are you ready to rock?
Corpse boy. Let's see, I can freeze it. I don't know what the purpose of that would be.
The more you struggle,
Play this.
better.
Icy Touch. I believe that's the play. Yeah, because I can go like this.
Reach for the sky.
Okay, keep him on the pain train. That will be the key to winning. Utilize all your mana and keep him on the pain train. But as we saw from the other priest game, they very easily could You know, use some of their value cards to catch it back up. It really is contingent on how many board clears they get, because if you get a perfectly tempered Nova, you're probably not going to be in the best of shape. You clear the board is generally a bad thing. Because our momentum is one of the few things we have going for us. I wonder if I should play the Mitamanthil instead. I'm gonna try this.
Spell Zinjari. Anybody?
Zinjari. Facial Advance, of course, being a great spell.
Writhe. Think fast.
I think I should clear his board.
Think fast.
Okay, so from here on, the way we win this game is repeatedly freeze him and keep pushing through damage.
I ain't talking. Pick me, pick me.
That sucks. I mean, it was a lose-lose, really. We didn't want to pull in this because of the Battle Cry. We didn't want to pull in that because of the Battle Cry. We didn't want to pull in the gosh darn thing. What? Oh, shoot. They changed the game to give other classes... Oh, wait, never mind. So I'm like, wait, how does it keep stealing these cards? I actually don't know. So go ahead. This is obviously better used, I think, to target the face. Because, you know, it's a taunt. It's unlike. The more time he has, the more time he'll have to do stuff like this, which is bad. It's probably already won the game because we're coming up on 8 mana, 9, 10 mana. I think this was the only good thing about the Tavern Brawl, to be blunt.
By Acarus!
Only good thing about it.
You struggle, the better.
I totally don't know how this will be beneficial, like the Mitamanthil. How is freezing that going to be beneficial?
I will find a way.
No rhyme, no reason.
I think he's basically won this game because I would be very surprised. Yeah, the double Mitamanthil is not going to be beneficial. It'll be beneficial for us to push through damage, but we're getting to a point in the game where he has, again, more answers than we do. He has more options. I'll try again tomorrow, guys. This is probably going to be a loss.
I ain't talking.
I'd be very surprised. And that's his second Dirty Rat. Why is it a 2-4? I have no clue. Board clear.
Think fast.
Alright, we're gonna try this strategy. It's called the burn down strat. These I don't know how they're gonna be useful.
Our former master.
You may or may not try to heal. There he goes.
The citadel stands strong.
He probably already knows my game plan. We are past the point of Howling Blast mattering.
The caress of death is not gentle.
I mean, he is dying, I think, too slowly to be good. Definitely bad.
Curses.
You see how specific of an answer that was? And again, this guy knows exactly what he's doing. I'm like, he is not hesitating at all.
Think fast.
I have to Menethil here.
My frost will splinter your flesh.
Yeah, again, I draw her so late. She doesn't even... Okay, that was close. I almost unsquelched him. Whoops. So late that it doesn't even trigger. I don't know how you'd even get around that. I meant though, I could freeze him. I think I have to, actually. I think this game is pretty much over, though. Again, specific answer that is the perfect solution to the problem, which was his minion being frozen. Plus, he heals himself. Look at him. Look at him. This deck of his. Perfectly answering, perfectly healing himself. Healing himself, which is basically the neatest and cleanest response.
We do what the living can. Think fast.
This is the only way to win the game. I'm convinced. Blasting him down, immobilizing his board is the only way. If he draws a specific answer, we're basically done. There is actually no way we can win. That's a good answer. Brown. Okay. Is it good enough for him to win the game? I don't know. He's going to keep discovering cards until he discovers one that is going to win him the game. Do you have an answer for Drake? Or is that a GG? Might not be GG actually, because this is only 10 damage. It's significant that this is only 10 damage. And now it is lethal. Right?
Yeah! Let's go! Think fast.
Got him. But you see how hard that game was, like, jeez Louise. How many times did during that game did I say like, "Oh, this is a loss"? No, we can't do this again because we keep having these very funny priest matchups, right? What class, other than maybe warrior, is better equipped to deal with aggro than priest? Because the priest hero power is to heal themselves or heal their minions, and the name of the game with aggro is, of course, to burst your opponent down ASAP. The longer the game, typically, the harder it will be for you to win in any aggro deck. Whether you're like aggro hunter, aggro death knight, any aggro deck, the longer it takes you to kill them, the higher the chances they will take the game back. You'll run out of cards, you'll run out of momentum. Oh man. And dude, I could have sworn that was a loss, dude. Like, I could have sworn it. Like, I totally could have sworn that was a loss. Should I have or hold out any hope at all that we're gonna get that red sai? I don't think so, dude. If we are able to get that, dude, my mind is gonna actually be blown. Like, I will be like, oh my gosh. And by the way, as I've stated and as I've said, aggro is not even my preferred playstyle. My preferred playstyle is control. So this is a little bit alien to me. I do think this is a powerful deck. This is a strong deck. I piloted a deck very similar to it when I was trying to get Queen Scarlet. But I'm not typically an aggro player. And these games are hard. Any game that you see Renathal in, you automatically know it's going to be hard. Because again, Renathal, although he's not quite as strong or as impactful as he used to be, like he used to just straight up shut down aggro players, he's still a force against aggro players because he does still technically lift your health ceiling to 35 and simultaneously give you 5 additional health. So it's almost like the armor card. I can't remember what it's called. The card that the first guy played that we lost to, the armor card, the one that gives you 3 armor. It's almost like that, but you play it for free at the start of the game. Yeah, it definitely was powerful and strong. Do I agree with the nerf? Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, I would not say I fully agree with the nerf because the one good thing about Renathal is, yes, it was in a lot of different decks, but he did basically what Reno also did. Because he doesn't just boost your health, thereby making the games longer. He also he requires you, right? He requires you to set your health to 35, and your deck must contain 40 cards. So much like Reno Jackson with the whole you cannot have duplicates in your deck, it increases deck diversity is what it does. Because it gives you more options. And I've always thought and felt that any card, anything that the development team, anything that the development team can do to give more options to players is a good thing. That's a bonus. That is what their team should and be designed to do. Give players more options to play the game. That is the name of the game for the development team. It's like make it a fun game to play and give players more options to play. Absolutely. And that's exactly what Renathal did. By having that deck requirement of building up to 40 cards, because you can include 10 more cards in your deck. Thereby being more creative, putting more cards in your deck of your choosing that somewhat fit the theme or synergize with your deck. Creating new deck combinations that match that 40 card criteria. And luckily they did not change that aspect of the card. It still changes your deck size to 40, which is, funnily enough, also a counter against mill strategies, right? because it's harder to mill your opponent. Even though I would be very surprised to see any mill strats in this format, simply because of the format that it is. A lot of people are probably going to be piloting the same deck that I am, just by virtue of the fact that people are actually trying to win. They are trying to win these games. Yeah. I know I was saying earlier on in this episode that I would go to 6-2, if not have a part 2, but I think I'll just have an extra long episode tomorrow, because it's already almost 11 o'clock here and I'm tired. And these games are not fun. Like, they're very, very challenging. Even the wins, as you've seen, are challenging to get. Like, they are very challenging. None of these feel like a cakewalk. None of them feel easy. None of them feel simple or easy to execute. Like, they are very challenging. And I'm someone who's not new to the game either. Like, I'm a very experienced player. I've been playing Hearthstone for years now. I've only hit Legend, I think, once. But I have hit Legend before. And so I am myself not new to this game. Although I am new to some of these deck styles and strategies that people are using. I'm not new to the game. And so, I feel like my opinions about which cards are strong, which cards are not, are accurate. Astalar Bloodsworn, I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it is a coincidence that we've seen him in 2 out of 3 matchups, right? Like that is definitely not a coincidence. He is definitely a powerful card. And again, he scales incredibly well. He is extremely versatile to the point that he's effective in different matchups, especially aggro. Because of that Astalor 5, him giving armor is absolutely nuts in this matchup. Like, extremely relevant, very relevant against aggro decks and playstyles in general. And so I was actually a bit surprised that we were able to squeak out some of those wins. Like, very surprised because of the power level of those cards. Like, very powerful, very strong cards, very experienced players, very powerful decks in card combinations. Definitely powerful. And I would say and argue that we can and should expect that and continue to expect that throughout the end of this run, whenever it ends. And I would absolutely love to go 12, but by no means am I expecting that. I would love if it happened, but I'm not expecting it because, again, these players, decks, playstyles are all top. Like, these are probably the top 5% of players in the game. Like, they know what they're doing and they know the decks they're piloting. They're good at piloting these decks. Me, myself, I chose an aggro deck. Again, I am not used to playing aggro. I'm not an aggro player. You're just kind of seeing how I do it. Trying to push through that damage and get them down, which is what aggro decks are supposed to do. Typically, I like those long games with control mechanics. Long control games. I like playing those Nazat decks and those Climactic Necrotic Explosion decks. Those like crazy... in some cases homebrew. Like in one of my decks I have Mechaneer Thermoplug in it. Like, when was the last time you saw that card in a meta deck? Like, when was the last time? Probably never. But I like playing him because he's mech synergy and the Death Rattle synergy is great. Absolutely great. And your opponents never expected. Most of my opponents probably expected at least some of the cards that I'm playing with today. Probably. They probably have seen this playstyle before. They probably have seen this deck before. A lot of people have probably run this deck because it's easy to make.